From an investment point of view, you need to stay the course and to not panic. Hi everyone. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about retirement. Get off the political stage for just a little bit and talk about what it's like to be retired with so much turmoil happening between Canada, the US, and with the stock market in general. I mean, let's face it, most people who are retired are relying on not only their government monies that come in, but on investments that they have in RRSPs, TFSAs, RIFs, and other investment vehicles. Well, if one thing that this turmoil with Donald Trump has taught us all is that from an investment point of view, you need to stay the course and to not panic. In other words, a few weeks ago when the stock markets took a tumble, and they did take a terrible tumble, up to 15% in some cases, depending on what you're invested in, you only really lose if you sell out at those lower levels. And here we are, a little more than a month later after the stock market did go down so much, and we're almost back up to where we were before the whole Trump tariffs dilemma started throughout the world. So from here, hopefully it stays the course, and on the upside, hopefully it continues to increase and grow. Now this, I believe, is not so much because of anything that Donald Trump is doing, the growth. He's taken some of the fear away by seceding to some of its tariffs, like he did with China and the UK. Canada is still a question mark as to what's going to happen with us, but time will tell. And we too shall weather that storm as it develops. So my whole method here, my whole story here today is just to reassure Canadians specifically, but Americans as well, that whatever you have in your TFSA, your RRSP, your 401, your all these other investment vehicles, you have to be look at the long term. When in doubt, a lot of investment advisors will say to zoom out and not just look at the current picture, but look at, say, the last 5 years and see what the market's done, and more specifically, what your investments, your individual specific investments have done over the last 5 years. And that'll give you a better picture of where you stand and whether or not you should consider diversifying more or moving it to something that's more conservative or more stable in that respect. With a smile on my face, all I can say is retirement life is good, regardless as to whatever happens politically in Canada or the United States. I choose to make sure it's that way. I look at the glass half full, not half empty, and I invite you to enjoy the golden years in your life. Thanks for listening. Bye now.